Hello. Citric acid cycle is also called as a tricarboxylic acid cycle, TCA cycle, and Krebs cycle. Why it is called tricarboxylic acid cycle means, here I'll show you. So this is a citrate, this is a citrate. So this is a citric acid. So this is the initial compound in the initial intermediate in the cycle. So why it is called as citric acid cycle means citric acid will participate in this cycle. So it is called as a citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. Tricarboxylic means it is consisting of 3 carboxylic groups, 1, 2 and 3. So that's why 1, 2, 3 tricarboxylic acid cycle. So tricarboxylic acid cycle, so Krebs cycle. So this cycle, citric acid cycle, is the final common pathway for oxidation of fuel molecules for amino acids, fatty acids and carbohydrates. So whatever the amino acids are there, amino acids, fatty acids and carbohydrates, these will find oxidized and finally it will convert into acetyl CoA. Acetyl CoA is the initial precursor for the commencement of this citric acid cycle. So whatever the amino acids, fatty acids and carbohydrates are there, finally all these oxidized that will converted into metabolized and converted into acetyl CoA. This acetyl CoA will act as a initial precursor in the citric acid cycle. So this is called as a final common pathway for oxidation field. Why oxidation field of molecules means ETC cycle. So what is ETC cycle? ETC cycle is nothing but electron transport chain. Electron transport chain is electron transport chain will takes place inside the mitochondrial matrix, ETC. So because of this electron transport chain and along with the oxidative phosphorylation, whatever the high energy rich electrons that are getting from the Krebs cycle, that will enter into the electron transport chain, and through this, after entering the electron transport chain simultaneously by means of oxidative phosphorylation, ATP molecules will synthesis. That means in the presence of oxygen. So that's why it is called as a final oxidative pathway for amino acids, carbohydrates and fatty acids. So acetylcholine will go into the Krebs cycle, that is initial precursor for the Krebs cycle. That Krebs cycle will takes place inside the mitochondrial matrix. Why it is taking place inside the mitochondrial matrix? Inner mitochondria means electron transport chain will takes place in inner mitochondrial membrane. So that is the reason this Krebs cycle will also commencement in inner mitochondrial membrane of mitochondrial membrane. And also what are the essential enzymes that are useful for the commencement of this Krebs cycle, that is present in the mitochondrial matrix membrane. So Krebs cycle will take place in the inner mitochondrial matrix. So this is the reason. So whatever the glucose that is converting into pyruvate in glycolysis. In glycolysis, the glucose is converting into pyruvate. That pyruvate will convert into acetyl CoA by means of an enzyme PDH, pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme. It is a complex enzyme. So by means of this enzyme, pyruvate will convert into acetyl CoA. So this acetyl CoA will enter into the Krebs cycle, that is precursor, and it is the most molecules enter the cycle as acetyl-CoA enzyme. Okay, so this is a pyruvate. This pyruvate will convert into acetyl-CoA by removing 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So pyruvate dehydrogenase is the enzyme, complex enzyme, where it is a complex enzyme. Enzyme E1, E2, E3 will participate, that is coenzyme structure. It is attaching here, and NAD plus, that is nothing but it will reduce, will accept hydrogen molecules and it will convert into NADH and it will enter into the ETC cycle. Thereby here also we will get ATP molecules. So conversion of pyruvate into acetyl-CoA will get ATP molecules. After glycolysis, 2 molecules of pyruvate will form. So each pyruvate will convert into acetyl-CoA and it is giving 1 NADH, means 1 NADH will give 3 ATP molecules. That means, so in glycolysis 2 pyruvate molecules will form. So 2 pyruvate molecules will give 2 NADH molecules in the conversion of pyruvate to acetyl-CoA. So total 2 NAD will form. So 2 NADH will give total 6 ATP molecules. So in conversion of this pyruvate to acetyl-CoA will get 6 ATP molecules by ETC and oxidative phosphorylation. So that's why it is called as oxidative pathway. Next, so an overview of the citric acid cycle. So a 4 carbon structure, I'll show you. So this is a oxaloacetate C4 carbon, and acetyl-CoA is a 2 carbon structure. Both will condense and it will give 6 carbon structure, citric acid, citrate. So citrate will convert into 5 carbon structure and then 4 carbon structure. This is nothing but again for the regeneration of the oxaloacetate. So a 4 carbon oxaloacetate condenses with the 2 carbon acetyl unit to yield 6 carbon, that is citrate. An isomer of the citrate is oxidatively decarboxylated. Oxidative decarboxylated, that means by means of removal of here 6 carbon is converting into 5 carbon by removal of carbon dioxide, that means decarboxylation will take place, and again from 5 to 4 it is converting, and again here 1 carbon dioxide is removing, so decarboxylation is taking place. So the same thing here. So an isomer of the citrate oxidatively decarboxylated and give 5 carbon alpha ketoglutarate structure. Alpha ketoglutarate structure is oxidatively decarboxylated to yield 4 carbon succinate. So all this cycle we'll see in each and every step, we will see in next step. So 2 carbon structure, that acetyl-CoA enter the cycle and the 2 carbon atoms leave the cycle. So 2 carbon atoms, that is acetyl-CoA is consisting of 2 carbons and it is leaving again the 2 carbons in the form of carbon dioxide and carbon dioxide. 6 is converting into 5, 5 into converting into 4. So next, so 3 hydride 6 electrons are transferred to 3 NAD molecules. 1 pair of hydrogen atoms, 2 electrons is transferred to 1 molecule. This we'll discuss in further steps, that means each and every step follows. Okay, this is an overview of the citric acid cycle.